First off, how does the film differ from the book?
It differs substantially, really, in that the book, although it deals with with a band, an up-and-coming band going from obscurity to getting everything that they want, it's actually quite light-hearted. It's surrounded by all these satellites of madness. Crazy rock and roll things happen. There's loads and loads of humorous incidents in the book. The film's a lot more serious. It followed Kevin McCluskey as the main man, and it quite closely follows his story, and looks into the things that drive him as a songwriter and a performer. So it's much more a focused look at one character's journey, rather than the whole kind of cartoon-like frothy excesses of the book.
Liam, as part of your preparation for the role, you had to perform live at the festival. As an actor, how did it feel performing as a singer in front of such a huge crowd?
Well, I had a little bit of practice beforehand, a lot of rehearsals with Greg and Joe, who were in the Rascals, playing Snowy and Beano in the film, and they kind of helped me prepare for what was to be a massive, terrifying V-Festival experience. But I think it's a microphone, and it's standing there and just singing. It was simple as that, but just on a massive scale. It was terrifying, but it was something that was very important for the character, so for the film. So I had to just get on with it and not let my emotions get to me too much.
It was a great opportunity for us being able to film at the V Festival, because so many films that have tried to deal with rock and roll, deal with bands, deal with music, they somehow fall flat when it comes to the actual experience and the live event. It's a very, very difficult thing to recreate. So actually, planting 4 actors basically on stage in front of a massive audience like that, and we were actually cutting in between their performance and the crowd reaction to bands like Oasis and The Enemy, so it looked as though they were really, really, into them and going mad. And that's something that you just can't set up. Even if you had 10,000 extras, you couldn't make that look as real as it does in powder.
What kind of input to the film have you had from the Liverpool musical fraternity?
Varied, really. I mean, as Liam has mentioned, Joe and Greg from the Rascals play the bassist and the drummer of our fictional band, The Grounds. So it was great having them there, because they've done it all before, as the Little Flames and then as the Rascals, and they've had all that experience of touring and being musicians. So it's not as though they had to act in that respect. But also, I mean, in all sorts of different ways, like the film lives and breathes Liverpool. I mean, we've got Candy, Ian McCulloch's daughter, acting in the film. James Walsh, has written 4 or 5 of the songs for the Grounds. And in terms of the venues, we shot one of the really kind of pivotal gigs at the Academy. So there's even in terms of the exteriors, there's the stuff that we did at the old Corova before it closed down, So I think any Liverpool-based music fan will just be sitting there and get that added value out of it, of going, oh, that's Alma de Cuba, that's the Corova, there's so-and-so from such and such a band.
Your work has already covered 2 of the city's major pastimes, football and music. Is there any other aspect of Liverpool life that you've got your sights set on next?
Am I allowed to say organised crime? Because the book that I'm writing at the moment is my first attempt at doing a quite traditional detective thriller, and it's set in the Merseyside underworld, but all done from the perspective of a cop for once. So I've written a couple of underworld books, from the perspective of career criminals. So this is a much more page-turning thriller, where it starts with a crime and you follow it through and find out who done it. So that's next.
When's that due out?
It'll come out next year. I'm about a month away from finishing the actual book, and then it's generally speaking about a year from delivering it, so I would think maybe April, May next year.